Our guest now, she's kind of pitch hitting. She is my co-host of the um, Invent America show at the top of the hour. It's the inventor lady herself. She's here, Miss Rita Crompton. Rita, how you doing? Thank you for coming a little early. Okay.
My pleasure. Absolutely. That's right. We always have something else that we want to share with our listeners. And, your show, there's always a new way to fix it, a better way to fix it, a better way to live. And for us, we're all about showing what that way is. And, we've got this interesting attitude in America. It's like we see it, we think about it, we fix it, we invent.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the Invent America show, top of the hour. I noticed in the last 3 or 4 weeks, with all the stuff going on with China and going off with the tariffs and with what's coming out of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, um, some of that information is so valuable that we need to start incorporating it to our show. And the reason why I say that is because, okay, till President Trump started talking about tariffs, we really didn't know what that was. I mean, if you had a little education, you knew what a tariff was, but it was not mainstream in our conversation. But now we're realizing through that if I'm a product developer and I'm at a phase to get my product to market, I might not cut a deal yet to get it manufactured where I'm going to manufacture it at. This is information you need to know, because now there's going to be so much incentive that if you could manufacture your products in the U.S., you understand?
Well,
It's going to be
there's so
such a
many there's so many variables in there, and so we're at a unique opportunity right now that as we see some of this smaller manufacturing coming back, it's perfect for our inventors who want to do a short run. They want to do a trial in the marketplace, and there are more places now like Stitch Kentucky or Sherrill Manufacturing, and we're finding that there are really a lot of places in the U.S. that can do some of those short runs to test the consumer market. Well,
yeah,
if they can do a short run, they can do a big run. And as we see that coming back, technology is shifting from what it was 20 years ago. There is, more robotics and streamlining on the manufacturing. And Americans have learned through their buying over the last 15, 20 years is that, when you're buying from China, you're buying junk. And so when we look at then the opportunity, yeah, it might cost a little more, but now you're not paying the shipping. All right, the quality is better, so you don't have the junk throwout rate, and we're seeing a lot more products now are
yeah.
balancing out, and that's good. That is good for American inventors, American manufacturers, and the American consumer.
But if it wasn't for that 47th president of the United States to really bring it to the storefront, things would still be same old, same old. China would be taking advantage of us. Um, Products would be, manufactured subparly. Well, that's the best word I want to use. Be nice.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on here.
It's
Uh,
only been recently that, they've made it, they've clarified the issues
yeah,
of the tariffs, the government subsidies. When we're going and buying some at the store, it doesn't say, oh, by the way, these countries subsidize the manufacturing of these products. So, it's going to cost more to do it this way.
yeah,
And so we're learning more. The politics that take place in one country are not the same politics that take place in another country. And it's complicated. So we're trying to, understand, explain, and learn on why there is such a huge variance in the price of products. And for a lot of it, it's the subsidies that another country gives its factories to make them
yeah,
competitive against the U.S., and the U.S. doesn't do that.
yeah. I tell you, we got to take a short break. We're talking to the inventor lady herself, my co-host of the Inventor America show at the top of the hour. But don't forget, we're going to have the Made in America show in the third hour. All right, we can take a shot. I am the Cajun contractor, Michael King, the originator. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back. Yeah, y'all come back now. You hear? This is the Cajun contractor, Michael King. This is HomeTalk USA. If you just join us, providing some great education information for you this today. But don't forget, top of the hour, Rita Crompton, the inventor lady. She's our guest now, but she will be taking at the top of the hour. And so we want to hope you stay with us. But Rita, let's talk about your show. What's happening at the top of the hour and what you got planned for us?
Well, we're talking about, some of those options that inventors are looking at right now. That we've got a few that have got they're holding off. They're waiting to see what's going to happen with the tariffs, so they're waiting. But we've got some others that are kind of getting ready to pull that trigger. And what's really cool now is that they've got options. We are aggressively going out and looking for cool new products that are just getting teed up, so that we know. And they're everything from the tools and finding your kids I was going to say junk, but all of they're missing materials when they go to school, to the pet products, kitchen gadgets, and everything. So our inventors right now are in a really cool situation, and they're excited. They're really excited to find out what are the things that Americans still want and need, and then how do we make sure we get it to them in America. And so, yeah, we're looking at some of that, Mexico and Canada manufacturing, but, North America, that's where we're at. And one of the interesting things that we had talked about with at one of the meetings was a gentleman from Canada, and he actually talked about that pendulum swing, and
Yeah.
Trump just speeded it up. President Trump is like, okay, we are not going to wait. We're going to, kind of catapult this into existence.
But and the reason why I mention it, this is all related because what he does at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is going to affect the products and the business and the manufacturing here in the United States to provide jobs.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
so we got to report it. We got to be some type of political about it.
Well, I think it's a big deal, and we're ideal with inventors all the time. And we look at getting those new products to market and how do we assess what should go to market. I mean, during the pandemic, it was all about, healthcare and getting that stuff into the marketplace. And so when we're looking now at what makes the most sense, we're in a very unique position to be able to help um, create then and manage the products that are coming here. So what's going to be the good quality? What's going to be the best pricing? And I had somebody say, it's like, oh, we're going to be forever dealing with this. And it's like, no, maybe 3 months. My suspicion is about 3 months that we'll be dealing with his, because he doesn't have time. I mean, we
Yeah.
talked about this. He's in a hurry to get this done, and
Yeah.
he's saying, okay, you know what? We've got a few months to get this done. Let's do it because I got other things I'm working on.
All right. Well, we're out of time. We got to run.